Welcome to your weekday cup of the word. We're in Job chapter 34, and Elihu's going to turn to all four men, Job and his three friends, and say, look, God is just. And we don't have to paint this simplistic picture in order for him to be just. God doesn't have to just punish and cause the wicked to suffer to be just. And when you look at good people, once a good man suffers, that doesn't mean he's a bad man all of a sudden. It doesn't work that way. It's more complicated than that. And he's going to really clearly say it in verse 11 when he says, he pays a man according to his work, and yet he finds it according to his way. That is, God's going to pay everybody for the life that they live. But each man, the way they find that payment is going to look a little different. Sometimes he pays us by letting us go through things that make us better people on the other side. How often have you seen somebody in the course of history or in your own personal life where they've suffered and they've hurt, and then on the other side of that they say, boy, I am so much happier with the kind of person I am now. So that suffering does not necessarily mean punishment. It can be involved in punishment, but it can also be involved in making us grow and growth pains and all sorts of other things. It's far more complicated than that. And so Elihu's going to stand before these men and say, God is just. He is a just God who makes good and wise decisions. He's not just ultra powerful, he's ultra wise, which means he's going to do some things that sometimes we shake our heads at and say, I don't know why that is. But that doesn't mean he's wrong. That means he's wiser than us. Don't you want a God who makes wiser decisions than you would make in his shoes? You don't want to worship a God who's weaker than you. And so as you look at this chapter, Elihu's beginning to build this argument of, now wait a second, Job, we don't have to say you're a bad guy. So you three guys who are saying he's bad, you're wrong. But Job over here, when you say I'm good so I shouldn't have to go through any of this, well, that's wrong too. So as Elihu speaks, he's beginning to lay the groundwork for an argument that really works well overall. And we're going to find matches really the truth of God. That's your Daily Cup, and we'll see you tomorrow.